Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Riverview Park in Mesa, Arizona. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network, and its play-by-play coverage in the 2015 Fall Championships put on by Southwest Woodbat Classics. And we're underway in an Underclass Division pool game, and it features the Rancho Cucamonga Bulldogs and Complete Game White out of Minnesota. Set to go and underway. Here is the first pitch to Gavin Shiflett, fouled away for a strike, and now the 0-1 pitch on the way, and that's over for a strike. Both of these teams just finished up a pool game this morning for a Complete Game White right here on this same field, number 3. The Bulldogs came from another field, and so we're a little late getting started. First pitch scheduled for 10:45, and the first pitch instead comes across at 11:08. And that pitch inside, and that will hit Shiflett, so that's a leadoff base runner for the Bulldogs. He goes down to first base, and it will bring up Joe Montes de Oca. Bulldogs will bat 12, and we'll get you through their lineup here. As mentioned, Shiflett on at first base, Montes de Oca at the plate. Mike Armento will bat third and play third base. Ryan Meza, the second baseman, cleans up. Hitting in the fifth spot is the first baseman, Santa Grossi. Then Tyler Bardowell, the pitcher, bats sixth. Bunt shown here, and the first pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Montes de Oca. Now the set toss over to first, and the runner dives back safely. After Bardowell, then Brett Sweeney, the left fielder, bats 7th. Nick Mendoza works behind the plate, and he'll bat 8th. And then Matt Wheeler in right field bats 9th. Ball fouled off the end of the bat and out of play on the third base side. The count goes to 1-1. Bottom 3 in the order. Again, the Bulldogs bat 12. Dalton Ponce will bat 10th. Alex Guaneke is 11th. Cameron Heinrich bats 12th. Now the set with the runner going, the ball fouled off at the plate. Montes de Oca swinging on the hit and run, just able to foul it off, and the count goes to 1-2. It's interesting here, and we do cover games through Southwest Woodbat Classics here at Riverview Park, but it's the minor league complex for the Chicago Cubs. As that pitch is fouled out of play, and will stay at a ball on 2 strikes, but you can see that big pole there, and there are 5 across the back part of the backstop, and so kind of shooting through different spots, just trying to find the right angles, and not always the best, but it is sort of what it is based on the field setup, and still we get a good shot, and it's a good look at the pitcher, the catcher, the batter, the umpire, where most of the action is anyway. Next pitch is high and away, and they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner aboard at first base and nobody out in the top of the first inning. Underclass Division pool game. Now the set of the 2-2 with the runner going again. The pitch low. The throw to second base will not be in time. And so it's a stolen base for Shiflett as he moves into scoring position. And the count goes full on Montes de Oca. That ball fouled off at the plate. So Montes de Oca's fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches to extend the at-bat here. He's seen 7 pitches out of the number 2 spot. Now the Bulldogs do get a runner into scoring position after a hit batter and now a stolen base. Check back to second base, and the ball hit on the ground and foul outside of first base. Now ready, another 3-2 and an off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss. And Montes de Oca strikes out, first out of the ball game, and it'll bring up Mike Armenta. Ball hit down the left field line, and Now throw's going to come to the plate, but not in time. And now a throw back down to second base will be late. It'll be an RBI single for Mike Armenta as he jumps on the first pitch. And the Bulldogs have a run in the top of the first inning. Now Ryan Mesa, the cleanup hitter, and the second baseman for Rancho Cucamonga, steps in. Get you through the defense for a complete game white here in a moment as we're ready for the first one. It's on the way, and it's over for a strike. So the defense, Channing Cole is in left field for a complete game. Jake Prash in center field, and Jack Koken is in right. Next one low and away for a ball. They count 1-1. The infield, it's Theo Bartolomeo at third base, Dylan Grant the shortstop, Zach Stride at second, and Casey Leeser plays first base. Now the 1-1 pitch. And that's on the inside corner, a strike, and the count 1-2. Matt Milosh is behind the plate for complete game white. And time called. Carter Trichek, the starting pitcher. And he's been at the waist. To look back to second in the 1-2, and that's low and away. Comes off the glove of the catcher, Milosh, but does not trickle far enough away for the runner to try to advance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out, 1 in for the Bulldogs in the top of the first inning. Now the check back and the pitch. And that's hit into right field. Got inside that ball to drive it into right. Runner held up going around third base. And it'll be a second hit of the inning for the Bulldogs as Meza singles to right. Armenta goes to third base. And the first baseman, Grossi, will step in. Loesch steps in front of home plate to go through the signals for a first to third defense. And now Grossi and ready. Here's the set from the right-hander of the first pitch. A swing and a miss for strike one. Runner takes off, a swing and a miss, and a throw cut off in the middle of the infield. But a stolen base for Mesa. Grossi at the plate, though, down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes, but he's got a couple of minutes in scoring position, trying to drive in 2 more for the Bulldogs. Not going to do it there. A swing and a foul tip into the glove, a strikeout. Second out of the inning, second strikeout of the inning. And now complete game will go after Tyler Bardowell, the starting pitcher. That bounces in, gets away, and that'll bring in another run. A wild pitch will score run number 2 for the Bulldogs as Armenta gets a good read. The catcher Milos tried to backhand it, but it got away from him and actually caromed it. Ended up on the, or started on the first base side, and it caromed over to the third base side. Good read for Armenta to score to make it 2-0. And then that ball is inside and hits Bardowell. Second hit batter of the inning. And Bardowell goes to first base. On that last wild pitch, Mesa also moved up, so he's at third. And the runner's again at the corners. Now Bardowell will come off and will get a courtesy runner at first base, and it's Grossi the last out. So he'll take over at first as the base runner. It's a 2-run top of the first inning for Rancho Cucamonga. Brett Sweeney, the left fielder, bats and takes outside for ball 1. A good start for the Bulldogs, but they like to get that runner in from third base. And that ball fouled off at the plate and got a piece of Sweeney, and the count moves to 1-1. It's the final pool game for each of these two teams. It is a 30-team underclass division, and the top 8 will advance to the championship round. And I guess I should say the elimination bracket, but only the top 8 can vie for the underclass division championship. Pitch low and away. Runner bluffed over there at first base. That was Grossi running for Bartowell. Took a couple of jab steps towards second, but stayed put. Now the 2-1 pitch. That's inside, and it's 3-1. Well, if Sweeney is able to reach, then the catcher Nick Mendoza will bat for Rancho Cucamonga in the first. They've scored twice, 2 runners on and 2 outs in the top of the first inning. The next one on the way, and that's low, and that is ball 4. So Sweeney walks and heads to first base. That pushes Grossi, the courtesy runner, to second. Mace is still at third, so the sack's full for the Bulldogs in the top of the first inning, and Nick Mendoza up there looking to do some more damage. A breaking ball to Mendoza over for a strike. Now the wind and the 1-strike pitch. And a high strike called there, and the count 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 runs across for the Bulldogs in the top of the first inning. Out of the wind and the 0-2. And that's up and maybe in, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Breaky ball goes low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, if you're a complete game, this is the pitch you want to get it done on here. 2-2. You don't want to go to 3-2 and let the runners get started. The wind of the 2-2 pitch. Off the handle, first base side, and a diving catch by the first baseman. Leeser lays out and just able to stretch out and bring that one in. And so Mendoza fouls out to end the Bulldog first inning. But Rancho Cucamonga scores a couple of times. They do it on 2 hits, and they leave the bases loaded after a half inning of play. Bulldogs 2, complete game coming up. Now we go to the bottom of the first inning from Riverview Park. Jack Hoken leads off for complete game White and takes a breaking ball for a strike from Tyler Bartowell. Now the wind and the 1-strike pitch. And a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. After Koken in the lineup, Channing Cole will bat second from left field. Casey Leeser, the first baseman, bats third. And the 0-2 pitch, that's over. A called third strike. Fooled him on the pitch there, I believe. And Koken takes it. He's out number 1. And that'll bring up Channing Cole. Carter Trajek will hit 4th. He's the starting pitcher. Then Dylan Grant, the shortstop, is 5th. Zach Strite bats 6th. Jake Prash in the 7th spot playing center field. Matt Milosh, the catcher, is 8th. And then Theo Bartolomeo, the third baseman, rounds out the order. First pitch outside of the strike zone from Bartowell. Ball 1 to Cole, and now the next one on the way, and that's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. 1 out, base is empty, bottom of the first inning, and complete game trailing Rancho Cucamonga 2-0. And the 1-1. A breaking ball, that's fouled out of play. And the count goes to 1-2. We saw the conclusion of complete game's third pool game as that pitch is off the plate and they count 2-2. Complete game White comes into this one with a pool record of 1 win and 2 losses. The 2-2 off the plate, and it's 3-2. Rancho Cucamonga came in to the day 2-0 in pool play, and they were atop the pool. And they had an 8:45 game this morning against Arizona Future Stars. That one's not been updated yet. And a swing and a miss, and it's back-to-back strikeouts as Cole is out number 2, and it brings up Casey Leeser. The first one on the way to Leeser, and it's a breaking ball. That's over for a strike. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the first inning, complete game trailing 2-0. And the 1-strike pitch. And that's hit into right field. Going to be a long run out there, a diving try, and the ball's down past the right fielder, and that'll be a double for Leeser. So he moves into scoring position. 2-out double down the right field line. Now complete game trying to bring that runner in from second base with 2 outs in the inning. Bardwell with the set as he looks back, and the pitch hit on the ground over to the third base side, cut off nicely there. And then the throw pumped across the first base, but it short hops and gets past the first baseman. The ball goes out of play, and that will allow a run to come in. So complete game, White get on the board in the bottom of the first inning. It's an E5. Mike Armenta made a nice play to get to that ball. Picked it up on a good hop, but then maybe had a little more time and instead tried to get rid of it in a hurry and put a little mustard behind it, and he throws low over to first base. Grossi can't pick it out, and it turns into a run. Now Dylan Grant, the shortstop, with a runner at second and 2 outs. Now the set of the 1-0. That misses for a ball, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Bardwell has to regroup here. He got his potential 3rd out on a ground ball. And that pitch near the outside quarter, a strike, and the count 2-1. Now the right-hander Bardwell sets, and the 2-1 hit on the ground over to third. Going to try Armenta again. Oh, and a base running mistake there as Armenta started and faked the throw to third. I bet on it as well, but so did that runner going from second to third, and so he's tagged out on a 5 assisted play, and it's a fielder's choice for Grant, and it ends the inning for complete game White. They do get a run. It is unearned in the bottom of the first inning, but a run on 1 hit plus an error and 1 runner left on. After 1 inning of play, complete game White trails Rancho Cucamonga 2-1. First ball hit on the ground, knocked down at third, throw to first base. Not going to be in time. And I got to check on Matt Wheeler, the Bulldog right fielder. He hobbles a bit going down the line. And we'll see if he is going to be okay to stay in the ball game. Looks like he will stay in. He remains on the bag at first. It is an infield hit as that ball is fouled out of play for a strike off the bat of Dalton Ponce. Wheeler with the lead at first base. And the pitch bounced in there, knocked down by Milosh, and the count is 1-1. 2-1 Bulldogs as they bat in the top of the second. 1-1, runner goes, pitch a strike, throw to second base, and I guess the leg's okay for Wheeler as he slides in ahead of the throw. And so Wheeler into scoring position, Ponce down on the count 1-2. Tomahawks the ball out to short. Picked up there, throw to first in time. Going to go back across the diamond. And safe the call at third. A big scramble there for the third baseman, Bartolomeo, to try to get that wide throw and then apply the tag. So Grant throws out Ponce for the first out, and then Wheeler goes from second to third on the play. So that's where he's at now with one out of the inning, and the batter is Alex Guanique. And he'll roll a ground ball over to first. Going to go to the plate, and out at home is the call. So the Bulldogs putting pressure on and trying to challenge the first baseman, Leeser. Able to get away with it going from second to third, but not from third to home. A 3-2 play at the plate to retire Wheeler. Guanique aboard on the fielder's choice, and the batter is Cameron Heinrich. Turn and throw to first, and the runner dives back. 2-1 our score, top of the second inning. Underclass division pool game. Both of these teams in Pool E. The runner takes off, and no throw as Milosh wasn't able to make the play cleanly there. So no chance to make that throw to second base. And there's a line drive just over the head of the shortstop, Grant, into left center field. Runner will come around third base to throw into the middle of the infield. And it's an RBI single from the number 12 hitter in the lineup. Heinrich comes through with a single to knock in Guanique, and it's 3-1 Bulldogs. Now to the top of the order, Schiffler with a fly ball into left field. Runner took off, and it makes a turnaround second on the way to third, but the ball put away by the left fielder Cole, and that will end the inning. Bulldogs get a run in the top of the second after 1.5. They lead 3-1. Zach Straight, the leadoff hitter for a complete game in the bottom of the second inning. Straight, Prash, and Milosh trying to get things started. And the next pitch on the way, and that's foul to the backstop. Three-one our score, playing in the bottom of the second inning. Pool E, Underclass division game. And a breaking ball hit right back up the middle, but not a hard shot back, although, if you're the pitcher, it looks hard no matter how quick it comes back off the bat. But Bartowell had time to react there, get the glove up, and snare the line drive for the first out. Now Jake Prash, the center fielder. And the first pitch over the outside corner, a strike. And a breaking ball. That one just misses in. It may be up, and it's 1-1. One out, base is empty in the bottom of the second inning. And the next pitch, a called strike, and it's 1-2. Bulldogs with 2 runs in the top of the first inning. Complete game with the run in the bottom of the first, and then the Bulldogs got one right back in the top of the second. 3-1 our score. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Prash. 1 out, and the base is empty. Alosh, the catcher, next for complete game White. And that's bounced in, and that'll run the count full. mentioned it's 30 teams in the underclass division. The top 8 advance to the championship bracket as that pitch is low and away, and it's ball 4. Prash, a one-out base runner, and Milosh, the catcher, will step in. The remaining teams after the top 8 will face off in just a single game. That's the way I'm reading the brackets anyway. So if you finish 9th or later, then you'll just play one other game against another the team that didn't qualify. That pitch over for a strike to Milosh, and it's strike 1. And it looks as though they're going to just go right down the line. So 9 will play 10, 11 will play 12, and so on. Swing and a miss for a strike, and it's 0-2. And there may be some allowances in that too, and it depends on availability, fields, times, and so forth, where if 9 and 10, for example, maybe played each other earlier, so you get a swing and a miss there, and Milosh strikes out for out number 2. That's the third strikeout of the day for Tyler Bartowell, the Bulldogs starting pitcher, and now we'll go after Theo Bartolomeo. But if the teams have already played one another, then I suppose there's a possibility that they would shuffle some people around so you see somebody different. Obviously can't do that kind of stuff when you play in the championship bracket, but get down for more of a filler game later on, and then sometimes that works out. Bartolomeo takes a strike. Now the set of the 0-1, that's a breaking ball over the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Now Bartowell with a set. And the 0-2, that's right over the outside corner, a called third strike. And that will end the inning for a complete game. They get a one-out walk, leave the runner at first base, and after 2 innings of play, they trail 3-1. Bulldogs end up 2, 3, and 4 in the order in the top of the 3rd inning. Joe Montes de Oca takes outside for ball 1. And going after the next one, pops it up. Foul territory, third base side, right in front of the Bulldog dugout, and Bartolomeo not able to put it away. Kind of a bit of a breeze there, and maybe change the flight on the way down. So Montes de Oca comes back to the plate. He'll get a chance to swing it again with a count of a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 is swing and a miss, so they count a ball and 2 strikes. Really just kind of at the midway point of the tournament as this one got stretched out all the way to Wednesday. The championship games are Veterans Day Wednesday night. And a pop up, and this one is back and out of play. I think this one initially maybe was supposed to finish today, but a lot going on in the Phoenix area baseball-wise because of our nice weather. A lot of different tournaments and so forth. There's a ball into right field that'll bounce just in front of the right fielder Kokut for a base hit. And so it's a leadoff single for Montes de Oca, singles into right, and that'll bring up Mike Armenta. So anyway, this one will stretch out. It's a full days of play yesterday and today, of course, being the weekend. Tournament started on Friday with games in the late afternoon and into the evening, and it'll be the same way tomorrow and Tuesday, and then a full slate again on Wednesday because of the Veterans Day holiday. Next tournament coming up for Southwest Woodbat Classics, December 10th through the 13th. It's the Holiday Classic. As they get the ball put back in play and an easy throw to first and the runner back. So Mike Armenta at the plate had an RBI single his first time up. Runner goes, pitch a strike, throw to second off the mark, and another stolen base. So Bulldogs had not been bashful about putting runners in motion And they get another stolen base. And that's the 5th steal in just over 2 innings. And now a pop-up in the infield, and that's put away by the first baseman, Leeser. Now Ryan Mesa, who had a base hit his first time up. He'll try to bring that runner around from second base. 3-1 our score. Bulldogs with the lead, and they bat in the top of the 3rd. And the first pitch over for a strike. And the next one on the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Runner at second and 1 out as we play in the 3rd, and time called. The look back to second. Runner is going to take off. The ball bounces and goes to the backstop. And the runner is going to come around and try. The throw to the plate is in time. Boy, good effort there for Milosh, the catcher. And he put that throw right on the money. And the tag made. And Montes de Oca, who goes to 3rd on the wild pitch, then is tagged out at the plate for the second out. And now the next pitch bounced in there. And that'll be ball 4. 2-out walk for Ryan Mesa, and now Grossi, the first baseman, steps in. 3-1 our scores. We play in the top of the 3rd. In this Underclass division pool game. Off the handle, hit down the left field line, and just foul it out of play. Rossi struck out in the 1st inning. He'll try to keep the inning going here in the 3rd. And a throw to first, and the runner back. And that ball down at the feet. Throw's going to go to second base, but it will not be in time. That might be a pass ball. I don't know that that ball bounced on the way in. It looked like it maybe just came out of the glove. Either way, though, for the Bulldogs, they get a runner to second base. And they count a 1-1. And a fly ball out to center field. Crash back. And he puts it away. And that will end the top of the 3rd. Inning started promising for the Bulldogs, but runner thrown out at the plate, and they do not score. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 1 left. After 2.5, Bulldogs still lead 3-1. And first pitch in the bottom of the 3rd inning, sent right back up the middle. And into center field, Jack Koken with a leadoff base hit. And the batter will be Channing Cole. Koken didn't want to wait around this time. He struck out on 3 pitches in the bottom of the 1st, but going after the first one here in the 3rd. And again, sharp single right back up the middle. The ball popped up first base side. Going to be a long run for Bardowell, and he won't be able to get to it. Mendoza, the catcher, didn't see it coming off the bat. Cole struck out his first time up. A slide step there, and then ball hit into right field. Going to be a long run into foul territory. And good hustle over there from Wheeler to haul that one in. Now 1 on and 1 out for Casey Lease, who had a double and scored his first time up. Runner goes, the ball hit right back where the shortstop was. Good execution there. Now the runner going to try for third base, and the throw is not in time. And complete game puts runners at first and third with 1 out. So Leeser with his second hit, and a well-placed ground ball as the shortstop Shiflin had moved over towards second base to try to cover with the runner going, and again hit it right back into the vacated spot. Now Rancho takes ball 1 up and in. And next pitch low, and it's 2-0. First and third with 1 out in the bottom of the third. And a swing, and runner going to try the throw wide of the mark. And there's the difference. We saw a throw right on the money in the last inning to get a runner at the plate. This time, really not going to be even as close of a play, but a wide throw. And so Koken scores to make it 3-2. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Runner at second and 1 out, or run in. That's off the handle, and it's a 1-hopper over to third. They're going to run the runner back toward the bag at second, and Leeser is tagged out. Armenta with another heads-up play. And he gets the unassisted put out of Leeser, applying the tag on the way back towards second base. So now runner at first off the fielder's choice. And a courtesy runner over at first base, and it's Jake Christofferson that will run at first. And the first pitch to Grant over the outside corner, strike 1. Grant bounced into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. The 1 strike and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Check of the runner in the pitch. And a breaking ball inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Barnwell ready. The 1-2. And that bounces in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner with the lead at first base, the set and the pitch. And that's near the outside corner, a cold third strike, and Grant and complete game done in the bottom of the third. They get another run, and after 3, trail by a score of 3-2. To the top of the fourth we go, and it's Tyler Bartowell leading off. And a ground ball and a diving snare at third, up and on to first base. Bartolomeo with a great play to take away a base hit. And Bartowell retired on a 5-3 ground out. It'll bring up Brett Sweeney. And Sweeney with a grounder to Bartolomeo on to first base. And that's 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning, and it brings up Nick Mendoza. And we'll see what Mendoza does here. Will he take a couple of pitches? First one bounced in there, and it's ball one. And the 1-0 pitch on the inside corner, a strike. It's 1-1. And the next one misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs, base is empty in the top of the fourth. Bulldogs lead it 3-2. And that pitch inside, and it's 3-1. And a high fly ball into left field. And Cole there to put it away, and it's a 3-up, 3-down, top of the fourth inning for the Bulldogs. Midpoint of the ball game, and the Bulldogs lead it 3-2. Zach Strite with a swing and a miss. And another breaking ball. That's over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Strite hit a line drive back to the pitcher Bartowell. His first time up, takes a pitch on the outside corner, a called third strike. And that is out number 1. Sixth strikeout of the day for Bartowell. And now Prash takes a fastball up and in. That'll bend him back a bit. Jake walked his first time up. And pitch over for a strike, and the count 1-1. And the 1-1, and just misses for a ball. 2-1. Back to the 1 of the 2-1 pitch. And that's fouled back and out of play. And they count 2-2. And the 1 and the next one on the way, and that's going to be a called third strike. Two outs in the inning. Now 3 strikeouts in a row for Bartowell in his 7th in the ball game, and he'll go after Matt Malosh. And the first pitch low and outside for a ball. Malosh, one of the strikeout victims. He went down swinging in the second. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-2. Rancho Cucamonga with the lead over Complete Game White. Foul ball first base side, and they count 1-1. Well, temperatures have climbed back up into the mid-70s. Beautiful weather, of course. Next one low and away, and it's 2-1. It was cooler the first couple of days of the tournament, and quite a bit cooler the mid part of the previous week. And ball fouled again to the backstop on the count 2-2. What a bright, sunshiny day. And the next one on the way. And that bounces in for a ball. Bases empty with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Meloche ready, Barnwell delivers. And it's a ground ball foul. This time on the third base side. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Now the wind and the pitch. And that's over the outside corner, a called third strike. Barnwell strikes out the side. All 3 called third strikes here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and through 4, it's still 3-2. First pitch in the top of the 5th inning, a fly ball in a right center field. And that was bobbled and then put away in right. And Koken got over to it. The ball got popped up right in the air, but he was able to hang on to it. So 1 pitch and 1 out. And that may have been Christofferson out there in right field. And then the pitch comes inside and hits Dalton Ponce. And it was Wheeler that hit the fly ball to right field. Now Ponce hit by a pitch. And with 1 on and 1 out, the batter will be Alex Guanique. And a new pitcher for Complete Game White, as Dylan Grant, the starting shortstop, is on to pitch. And that moves a bunch of the infielders around as well. Rancho stays in the ball game and plays first base. Leeser moves from first to third. Bartolomeo from third to second. And Strite from second to shortstop. Now the set and the next one to Guanique over for a called strike, and they count 1-1. Rancho, then the starting pitcher, goes 4 innings, allows 3 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 hit batters. And Guanique hits one right back up the middle, and then puts Grant on his back pocket. And that'll put runners at first and second. Now Cameron Heinrich will bat with the first 2, make it 2 aboard and 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Rancho Cucamonga leading 3-2. Heinrich with an RBI single, his first time up. And the first pitch outside for ball 1. Now the set of the 1-0 pitch, that's inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ponce at second, Guanique at first, and 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. And time call. And the next pitch outside, 3-0 now. Grant looking in, the 3-0 pitch. And he gets a pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, that's outside, and it's ball 4. So Heinrich walks, and then turns the order over for the leadoff hitter, Gavin Shiflett. Grand ready, and the first one on the way is low and away for ball one. Shiflett hit by a pitch and scored in the first, and then hit a fly ball to left field to end the second. 3-2 the score. Bulldogs with the lead as they bat in the top of the fifth inning, and they're looking for more here with the bases full. And the pitch inside, and it's 2-0. And Grant into the wind of the 2-0 pitch. And that's punched into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. One run will score. Another one going to be waved around. Throw comes plateward, but it's wide up the line on the third base side. And it's a two-run single for Gavin Shiflett, and it's 5-2 Bulldogs. Now Montes de Oca with the two aboard. And the first pitch outside for ball one. Big lead out at second base. And the next pitch high, 2-0. Another pitch high, 3 balls and no strikes. Couple of runs for the Bulldogs here in the top of the fifth inning. They lead 5-2. And a 3-0, not close, outside for ball four. Montes de Oca walks, pushes Shiflett to second and Heinrich to third. And the batter is Mike Armenta. And that's high for ball one. It'll be interesting to see how far a complete game goes here with Grant. Not so much even from a change, but they've not even come out to talk to him there. And that's wide. And a wild pitch will plate another run. As Heinrich scores, it's a 3-run fifth inning, and it's 6-2. Grant had time. He did warm up in the bullpen in the last inning, but from what I'm hearing anyway, he's not one of the regular pitchers for a complete game. Hasn't pitched in a while, and he's out there now. Came into the ball game in a 1-run deficit. That pitch is high for a ball, 3-0 as the infield comes in, and complete game will try to cut off a run at the plate. Now 3-0, might just go ahead and put him on to set up the force, but they'll at least appear to pitch to him, but that's outside for ball four, and Armenta walks. And now we will get a timeout from the complete game dugout. Bases loaded with 1 out, 3 across for the Bulldogs in the fifth. They lead 6-2. And a pitching change, Zach Stride on, and his first pitch smacked into left field. 1 run scores, and the throw cut off. That'll bring in another run, and it's 8-2. Ryan Meza doesn't waste any time. A 2-run single. Shiflett and Montes de Oca score. And Armenta able to get around to third base. And the batter is Santagrossi. And the lead off first base, and the pitch is tomahawked foul and out of play. And there's a line drive, and that's foul outside of third. No balls, 2 strikes on Grossi with the runners at first and third. 8-2 Bulldogs batting in the top of the 5th. That bounces in. That'll go to the backstop. And another run is in. So the wild pitch brings in Armenta. It's a 6-run 5th inning, 9-2 our score. Still only 1 out of the inning. It was a fly ball in the first pitch of the inning. And that ball bounced in there, and the count 1-2. I beg your pardon. I think the umpire put up 2-2. And that would be the case because of that wild pitch. 2-2 on the way. Close. Umpire started to come up for the called third strike, but it's a ball. And it's 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Popped up, playable in the infield. And a long run in for Leeser to make the catch. And that'll bring up Tyler Bardewell. First one behind Bardewell, and off the glove, and a wild pitch moves the runner to third base. Bardewell hit by a pitch in the first. He grounded out in the fourth. And a line drive. That's into center field, a base hit. And it is 10-2. Bardewell with the RBI base hit to score Mesa. 7 runs in here in the 5th inning. Grossi out to run again for Bardewell. And Brett Sweeney, the left fielder who walked in the first and grounded out in the fourth, steps in. And the first pitch inside for ball 1. Check at the runner at first base. The set of the pitch. And that's a line drive into left field, a base hit. Bats are out here in the 5th inning for the Bulldogs. Sweeney with a single. Grossi, the courtesy runner, to second base. 5th hit of the inning to go along with a hit batter and 3 walks. And that ground ball up the middle, right on the bag at second. Bartolomeo taps the bag, and that will end the inning. But 7 come to the play. 7 score rather in the top of the 5th inning, and after 4.5, the Bulldogs lead 10-2. Nine, 1, and 2 in the order in the bottom of the 5th inning. The first one to Bartolomeo, a called strike. And ball bunted, but pushed foul, and the count is 0-2. Bartolomeo called that on strikes his first time up, the 0-2. And a ground ball down the first baseline, but foul. It was a 3-2 game going into the top of the 5th inning. The Bulldogs score 7 times. off the end of the bat into foul territory and off the top of the first base dugout. And that is strike 3 to Bartolomeo. Strikeout number 9 for Tyler Bardwell. Still no updated score for the Bulldogs. They came in to the day 2-0 in pool play with wins over GLL 16 under red and Ridge Baseball black. They played Arizona Future Stars this morning. But if they hang on to win this one here and get a ground ball over to the right side, picked up and on to first base, that's out number 2. Potentially a 4-0 pool for the Bulldogs. But again, that's only assuming that if they won earlier today. Could have been a loss, could have been a tie. And again, we just didn't get the update for that. Now Channing Cole, a strikeout and a flyout in 2 trips. 2 outs, bases empty. Bardwell has retired 6 in a row. And a pop up, and this might do it. Just onto the outfield grass, the catch made, and Cole pops out to end the inning, and I believe end the ball game. I think we hit the run rule here in this one. Well, maybe not. I don't see anybody shaking hands here. So we'll see, and maybe we're going to go to the 6th inning. So we move along to the 6th inning. Matt Wheeler takes a ball and now hits a ground ball out to short. And on to first base in time, and the leadoff hitter retired. Matt Meloche is out as the pitcher now here in the 6th inning. And the first pitch high for a ball, and it's 1-2. Or ball 1, I beg your pardon, to Dalton Ponce. And that's over for a strike, and the count 1-1. And that ball played on a hop onto first base in time, and that's out number 2. Now Guanique takes a ball. 2 outs, bases empty in the 6th. And the next one high, 2-0. And pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. And the next pitch high, 3 balls and a strike. And that's inside, that's ball 4. So Guanique gets a 2-out walk, and he's aboard at first for Cameron Heinrich. Yeah, swing and a miss for his strike. Heinrich with an RBI single back in the 2nd. He walked with the bases loaded I beg your pardon, he walked and then scored in the 5th. Ball fouled back out of play with the runner going, and the count 1-1. And a line drive played on a hop. Bartolomeo with a nice play. Saw him make a nice one over at third. Now he makes a nice one at second to throw out the runner. And that ends the top of the 6th inning. A 2-out walk. Runner left at first. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 10-2. And we get back to it here, and it took him a half inning to figure it out, but we did hit the mercy rule after 5 innings. Coaches compared scorebooks after the top of the 6th and realized that, in fact, they had played an extra half inning. So they get it figured out. It just took them a little extra time. 10-2 our final scores. The Bulldogs win it. They score 10 runs on 8 base hits, and they leave 7 runners on base for a complete game white, 2 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 3 men on base. The Bulldogs get their 3rd win of the pool, plus whatever happened in the early game this morning. Complete game white falls to 1-3. So that will do it in this Underclass Division pool game. Our final score, the Rancho Cucamonga Bulldogs 10 and complete game white 2 from Riverview Park in Mesa, Arizona. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we hope to talk to you again soon.